What's up guys, and welcome to another episode of El Jardín Perdido. Today we'll be transferring our bees from the swarm trap into the brood box. Alright guys, so you'll have to bear with me on the lighting today. It is recommended first off that you do any kind of bee maintenance when it's nice and sunny, it's not about to rain, and since all this week we're forecasting thunderstorms, I figure now is a good time to do this. I'll show you guys in a minute, but it is getting pretty crowded in the swarm trap. I'm also going to pick up frames for my buddy who lent me this, Mickey from Inwood Eden. I'm gonna make this transfer so he can get a swarm trap back. All right, before we dove into this, I want everyone to know straight up that I am by no means a licensed professional or anything like that. This is simply just me documenting my first time doing bee maintenance. I'm kind of doing it for myself and for you guys. All right, so with that being said, feel free to comment below. Just don't come at me too hard because it is my first time. I've watched lots of videos, I've read lots of books, but like I said, we're learning together, so go easy on me. The only thing I'll be using for this is a possible bee veil. I am going to be tying up my hair as a precaution because even walking around here, I've gotten a bee or so in my hair here. Just so you guys know, the swarm trap is right behind me. I'll go ahead and give you guys a little visual of that in a moment. But yeah, let me show you guys around, show you some of the tools that I have ready on standby. I'll show you the brood box, the rough setup there. I actually just painted them. And by the way, the paint's non-toxic. No VOC fumes, and it's been cured already, and it's water-based, just so you guys know. All right, so first off, this is going to be the swarm trap. There's some screws in here. I'll probably have to pry the top off because of propolis and whatnot. The bees were crowding up here pretty good, so they're probably ready for their new home here. All right, this is the initial brood box. I'm also gonna use a screen for the queen bee to separate her out, and we're going to put the two tops on here. I'm going to add another medium box on later today after I get the necessary frames for this. Right now the frames I need for this, I need 10 deep frames, which I'll be transferring out of the swarm trap. All right, and this little guy right here, it's going to go on the front here. It basically just gives them a shallower opening so that no pests or anything get in their way. You may see some little light leaks here. The bees are going to fill all that in, so that's fine. These are going to be some of my tools. I've got the bee veil. This I don't know if I'll be using or not, but it did come with a kit. If you guys are interested, I can put an affiliate link below to this kit. It has what I'm showing you along with a few other things. This is a queen bee cage. I don't know if I'll be using it, but if I do see the queen bee and she looks like she's going to be in harm's way, I can kind of keep her in this for a little bit to make sure she doesn't get crushed or anything. Okay, this is kind of standard beekeeping equipment here, but it's for scraping off any comb or propolis and prying. Same here, this is both an L hook and a J hook. So this will be for prying frames out, stuff like that. We have a bee brush here, soft bristles, although Mickey did, I've seen one of his videos and he recommended using grass. I might use lemongrass, we'll see. Pretty important for a first timer. This is a smoker here. It's got the bellow to push out some smoke, and I'm actually going to get that started pretty soon here. All right guys, wow, this makes a nice reflector. The top of the bee box has some protection there. All right, so basically this is our smoker. It has a small apparatus you put at the bottom so that it can get a little air circulation in there. So we've got that in there. All right, basically it's recommended to use any kind of organic substrate, I guess, or fuel for burning. We're going to use cardboard in this case. I had a few other things laying around, but cardboard was a good thumbs up all around on something to use. So we're gonna give that a try. And all the tape's been peeled off it. So we're gonna get a nice piece here, light her up. And if you guys don't know, the smoker is to kind of interfere with their pheromones, their communication, so they don't have a big like fit when I get in there. They'll be a little more calm, a little more docile. Of course, smoke also represents danger, so they're gonna kind of like be more focused on that. But really, it's just to keep them calm and to keep them docile. So we're gonna let that catch up a little bit. And I'd say that's pretty good. Kind of like an incense. But the bellow here, we'll go ahead and push smoke. So that's actually working a little too well. So I'm gonna have this on standby here. Give it a few puffs. Make sure everything stays lit. And I think what I'm gonna do is get you guys in closer with me over here so you can start seeing what I'm doing here. Okay guys, so as you can see, I'm pretty up close and personal. Trying to keep, actually, I'm already getting bumped. All right guys, so they looked pretty angry just then, but I think the bigger thing, actually they've calmed down since I put some smoke in there. But the bigger thing was I was really blocking their entrance here, and that's not something I normally do. But now that things are kind of died down and a little bit more chilled out, we're gonna go ahead and unscrew these top screws and pry that top, and that'll be our first step. And keep that smoke right there for now. All right, so it's just those 4 screws. Now I'm gonna get some of my tools and see about prying that top off. All right, this okra's all up in my grill. Sorry, okra. All right, I'm gonna give them one more. They don't like that, but we're just kind of getting some smoke throughout the vicinity. I'm just pushing the bellow to make sure that keeps going. All right, that's on standby. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to pry around the top and see what we're looking at here. Okay. Is there a little smoke under there? Oops. Okay, looking good. Already you can see quite a bit of comb. I'm not getting bumped by any bees right now, so we're cool in that respect. I will admittedly say this kind of dropped pretty quickly. I would have liked to be a little more careful with that in the future, but it is my first time. So what I'm gonna do is, I guess since there's more on this side, since there's more space on this side, he had them smashed over to the right here. I'm gonna start with this frame. And I guess that was the older frame with the comb in it. But yeah, we're gonna start with this frame, transfer it over to the other box and see how that goes. All right guys, so far so good. The bees are swarming around a little bit, but it's not too overwhelming. I'm gonna try to keep the smoke out of the camera somewhat. I'll have it on standby over there. And we're gonna go ahead and start prying off some of these frames. Let me see here. Where can I keep this without smoking you guys out and catching anything on fire? I have a bunch of dry fig leaves down here, so I'm trying to be careful not to catch this whole thing on fire. So I have a few tools on standby. It's recommended to use this pry and possibly the J-hook to start getting frames out. I don't want to disrupt them too much, but the reason why I do want to go from left to right and keep them in sequence is sometimes you'll have bees kind of make things in a certain order, and I want to kind of try to maintain that. So we do have quite a bit of activity, but I'm not getting bumped right now. Everything seems to be okay. I think I have enough fuel in here still. And I have some of these other things on standby. We'll see if we'll need them. All right, so I'll start with the first frame. Okay. This will be our first frame here. See, they built it about halfway. Try not to disrupt them too much. See if I can give you guys a closer up. Okay, like I said, we're gonna try to maintain that and keep it in the same area. I'm gonna give them a little bit of the, and it looks like we are out of smoke right now. We'll have to fill that fuel a little more. But I have the brush here. I'm gonna go ahead and nicely brush them off so that I don't crush them when I put them in there. They don't love that. Getting a few bumps here. I need to get the fire going again. So I'm going to keep that frame on standby. Make sure we get more fuel going. So we're back with some more fuel. We're going to try this again. I'm going to give them a little bit of smoke. Give it a little gentle shake. Bees aren't loving me right now. It's really the brush that did it. But okay. This frame gets set in first. All right. That seemed to go pretty smoothly, although I don't love the idea of bees in front of me and behind me now, but onward. And I'm going to try to kind of chill out and calm down so that the bees receive that energy. Okay. I went ahead and moved the box to to a little more comfortable position for me. But yeah, onward we go. So we're on to the next tier. Take that out. A little more comb on this one. About, I'd say it's about a third capped too. So yeah, like I said, it's my first time. All right. All right, so like I said, it's my first time. I'm not gonna brush the bottom. I'm not even gonna brush them at all actually, because it is just a transfer. I didn't realize there was so much space underneath the frame into the brood box here. So that should help in not disrupting the bees quite as much. So we're just gonna go sequentially. If I see anything crazy, like a queen bee cell or something, I'll go ahead and show you guys. But for now, I'm gonna try to work a little quicker because I'm sure the bees don't love this. Okay, just showing you guys, that's full of honey there, starting to cap on the top. Looks pretty cool. Okay, moving right along. Same thing here, nice healthy comb. Go. One's got a similar look. All right, I will say I just got stung on the face there, so I just took a second to kind of slow down. Okay, let that smoke chill out for a sec. So yeah, we've got a bee right here too. They're not happy. Could be that I'm waving this smoke too. They don't like those kind of spastic movements. Also could be that I'm nearing the queen and they're getting a little more aggressive. So we're gonna press on. say these tools are pretty handy, but I'm gonna let things calm down a little bit. We have 3 frames left, so we're good. All right, we're getting some more fuel going. Just before I got off camera there, I got stung here. I got stung once in the back. That's 3 stings. For a first time without equipment, I'd say I'm doing all right. And we're almost done too. Let's get the smoke going. Okay, onward we go. I'm give him some smoke, and then I'm gonna chill out for a sec. All right, so we calmed down. Lots of the bees have dissipated from that area. I got a bump from one in the face. All right, I stepped off camera for a bit because a bee got caught in my hair. I'm gonna do the smoke one more time because they're all back. Gonna chill out for a sec. More pump over there. They don't love that. I'm gonna try to be still. Lots of bees swarming around me. Okay. That's clearing out now. We're gonna go ahead and get that guy. That was sting number 4 on the tip of the finger. And yeah. That one was a little throbby. All right, onward. All right. I have a feeling this is a queen, so I'm going to go ahead and put the veil on. I think they need a second and I need a second. I can see why gloves would be useful, but like I said, I'm tactile. I don't even think I have bee gloves. So they're getting pretty aggressive around this point. I think that's probably where their queen is. I don't mind the little stings. I mean, I'm not gonna go out of my way to get stung, but it's part of the experience. Expect it. You can get suited up full throttle if you need to. But this is my first time. This is how I'm doing it, and I'm just documenting it. And like I said, you guys feel free to comment on anything that I'm doing wrong. I'm by no means a professional. I'm just documenting the experience for you guys. And to be honest, for some of you first goers, maybe it'll give you a more realistic expectation. I see a lot of guys out there having people who aren't familiar with bees observe, but not actually just dove in. They really like my hands. All right. Now that things have calmed down a little bit, I'm gonna go for it. Let's do the smoke one more time. Get them off the top there. Bees are hating that, but they are dissipating. So I'm just gonna move quick. If I feel them on my hands, I'm gonna shake my hand because they're going for it. Could do a little more smoke because they are not happy. Okay, I'm going for this. One more to go. Let's go for it. You guys tell me, is that a queen cell? Okay, so right now, this is the original swarm trap. A lot of activity in there. They're probably pretty pissed. This is the new box. And I'll show you guys in a second how I'm going to close that up. And essentially I'll take this off and put this one in its place. All right, so we're over here now. I'm gonna go ahead and actually I don't need to put this on just yet. Got a stick bug on there. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put the screen on now, so in the future when I put the medium box on there, it'll just go on top of that. Okay, light brush. Okay. On top of that, this one came with this for a little extra ventilation. Then we put the top on. So for this next part, I really didn't strategically think about how I'm gonna do this, but I'm definitely gonna leave this top off so it's not so inviting. But I know that they will be more likely to inhabit the new brood if I put it in the place of the old brood, because some of it's just habit and coming in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a chair and prop up this one, make sure no one gets smashed, and I'm gonna put this one in its place. Yeah, I'm gonna smoke these guys out on the ledge. Let's get some more smoke going. Okay, they didn't love that. Now I'm just making sure things are level and sturdy. Because this will be a pretty permanent home. So really, I'll show you guys in a sec, but you want the back to front to be a little bit sloped down for precipitation, but you want the left to right to be very level, because on the frames they're building horizontal or vertically according to gravity. So if your frames are off, you're gonna have weird combs. So you need the left to right to be pretty even. We look good. All right, so this will be the final setup for now until I put another medium box on top of that once I get the frames. But yeah, that was quite a first time for me. Everything looks nice and level. It is tilting down just slightly. Our other swarm trap is still chock full here. All right, another thing I did learn off Mickey is that lemongrass, he used essential oil, but I have fresh lemongrass. I'm gonna crush that up and I'm gonna smear it in their entrance here. And I know they don't love me right now, but this has similar pheromones to what the queen bee puts off. So if nothing else, it'll attract them a little bit more to this box. I'm gonna visually scour this swarm trap to see if I see the queen. I didn't directly see her in the frames, but it's pretty likely she'd be hiding out in there. So I guess as far as the swarm trap, I'm gonna hit it with smoke, get as many off with between the smoke and the brush that I can, and then I'll go ahead and move that towards a different portion of the house, towards the front yard. Okay, in doing that, a few bees fell to the ground, and you guys can let me know if I'm not sure. This bee seems to have a larger abdomen, and I have it in the trap here, but I'm not insanely positive, but I'm pretty sure that's the queen bee. I'm gonna go ahead and put her in this box. So they all seem to be going pretty crazy about it too. Excellent. So quick update, I shook some of those bees and they're on the ground right now, but a lot are trying to get into their new home here. So I think we're pretty good. Give this a few hours. Okay guys, hopefully you found that as interesting and entertaining as I did. That was admittedly quite an undertaking. It was more about acting and reacting to the given circumstance at the time. I will say for me personally, there is no better way for me to learn than to just dive straight into it like I just did. Even the few stings I got here and there, I guess it was only 4 in total, I learned a few things. You know, especially when I was going through the frames towards the midsection there, you know, it was pretty evident that they were all trying to protect the queen, which is why things got a little more aggressive there. I will admittedly say one factor that did come into play here was self-documenting this. Any beekeeper video I've seen, I'm sure they're out there where they do it themselves, but when you're vlogging yourself, doing your own commentary and filming, and doing something for the first time, that's quite a bit to digest. So I'd say all in all, this worked out pretty well. It hasn't hindered me away from beekeeping at all. It's great to know what to expect, and I'm sure the more I work with these bees, the better they'll be also. All sorts of factors. All right, so if you guys have watched this till the end, especially those of you who already do beekeeping, please comment below, give me some input. You know, tell me what I did right, what I did wrong, because I do still plan on researching more, but I am persistent and I would like to keep going with this. This personally for me is more of just having bees here, contributing to keeping bees alive and saving bees and protecting them, giving them a home, and you know, having plenty for them to pollinate, and in turn I'm growing their food. But really I'm just gonna, you know, in the spring maybe collect a little bit of honey, not trying to profit or anything, but just really get fully immersed in this experience. All right guys, so I'll definitely be doing more videos of this nature, so be sure and subscribe. I'm sure I'll learn a lot more along the way that I'll be able to better document for you, so stay tuned for that. Well, that's gonna do it for today's video. As always, thanks for tuning in. Until next time.